The composite leading indicator, or CLI, of economic activity for Korea rose for the seventh straight month in June, reaching its highest level in 3 years and 7 months amid easing political uncertainty and expectations of government stimulus, according to OECD data.
경제협력개발기구 OECD에 따르면 지난달 우리나라 경기선행지수 CLI가 7개월째 상승해 3년 7개월 만에 최고 수준을 나타냈습니다. 이는 정치적 불확실성 완화 및 정부 경기 부양책에 대한 기대감이 형성된 가운데 나온 수치입니다. Right, so tell us what this CLI indicates.
That's a good place to start because the CLI might be a little unfamiliar in economic news. What it is it stands for the composite leading indicator, and really it's a statistical tool that's used to predict future economic activity. So what's going to happen with the economy in the future, roughly about 6 to 9 months ahead. And it uses data, things like industrial output, GDP, stock prices, consumer confidence. All these pieces of data are put together to come up with this indicator. And for June, Korea came in at 101.08, and that's up slightly from a month earlier. But if you compare that with other OECD countries, Korea ranks second only to the UK. And Korea has been second since March. So it looks like the economy is on the rise in the future, at least according to the CLI.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if this number is above 100, then it's positive. If it's under 100, then it's negative.
Exactly. So the number itself doesn't mean anything, right? It is an index. So 100 is the base. So anything above it is more optimistic, and below it would be pessimistic.
Okay, so that means the OECD thinks that Korea has a more
positive
or optimistic outlook. So the next half year or so, or more than that, will be, I guess, better for the Korean economy than before?
Hopefully, fingers crossed. But of course, nobody can predict the future. There are other things weighing on Korea's economy, other external things like, of course, U.S. tariffs are on the horizon. August 1st is a big date that everyone is watching out for. So, of course, nobody has a crystal ball, as they say, right? Nobody can predict the future.
Having a crystal ball means that you're one of those fortune tellers and you can look into the future and say, this is going to happen or whatever. But no one has a crystal ball. No one knows for sure.
Right.
Okay. Let's have a look at political uncertainty. It looks like the easing of political uncertainty in Korea was one of the reasons that we saw a more optimistic outlook.
Right. Needless to say, there's been a lot of instability politically here in Korea. But if anything's uncertain, it means there's doubt, right? It's unpredictable. And when it deals with politics, of course, we're talking about the political system or its policies or just how the situation is, current conditions are politically. So that's what political uncertainty is. We've heard a lot of this in the news here in Korea over the past 6 months.
Uncertainties, 확실하지 않은 것들이에요. 그래서 불확실성이라고 하면 되겠는데, 이제 그런 확실하지 않은 것들이 참 많다. 그러면 there are many uncertainties. 이렇게 얘기를 하겠죠. More specifically, we're looking at 정치적인 불확실성, political uncertainties. We had a lot of that in Korea ever since the end of last year. And yet now there's a lot of easing of the uncertainties because, of course, we have a new government and things are getting more stable.
Right. So there's a sense of stability in the future, right?
그러네요. Instead of uncertainty, we're seeing more stability in the country right now. And also government stimulus plans are helping.
Yeah, so a stimulus would be something that causes a reaction. If something's provoked, it encourages activity or boosts something. And from an economic standpoint, economic stimulus usually would be when a government injects or pumps more money into the economy. I believe the current administration did just that. They passed a supplementary budget recently, an extraordinary budget, to try and stimulate the economy, right?
So stimulating in this case, as you said, means to boost the economy. Although stimulating doesn't always mean to boost. But when it comes to economy-related news, we are talking about, things getting better. 그래서 이제 경기 부양책을요, stimulus plans라고 얘기를 할 수 있겠죠. Stimulus policies, maybe. And that's what the government is laying out.
Right, and like you said, a movie can be stimulating. A book
Sure.
can be stimulating if it arouses emotions, right?
Yeah, definitely. The recent racing movie, the F1 movie, was a very stimulating movie.
With Bang Ajashi, right?
Yes, Brad Pitt. Yes.
I understood that. Good.
I did, yes. Some things I do get.
Okay.
All right. Well,
We're on the same wavelength.
Finally,
too,
yes.
yeah.
And by the way, Korea in this particular headline is actually South Korea.
Sure.
Here in Korea, we all know that Korea means South Korea. But when you're talking about Korea elsewhere in the world, you should actually specify whether it's South or North Korea. All right, so here it is again. The composite leading indicator, or CLI, of economic activity for Korea rose for the 7th straight month in June, reaching its highest level in 3 years and 7 months, amid easing political uncertainty and expectations of government stimulus, according to OECD data. Here's our next headline.